Welcome back, all you cinema lovers, to another episode of the Movie Manifest Meetings. This is episode 2. If you haven't watched episode 1, go watch that now. It'll be about the movie Pig. We did a meeting and then we did a continued conversation. So watch those videos and then you can watch this one. So as you can tell, that is not a redhead with me. It is another member of the movie squad. This is Jake, and before Jake introduces himself, tells a little bit about himself, we're going to get into what he's famous for and this Excel spreadsheet that he has created all by himself. Tons of formulas. This stuff is insane, and just look at my tab. There's so many formulas in here. All this stuff took so much time. He's devoted a lot of his days to this, and we're very thankful for him. But first, Jake, introduce yourself. Talk about how long you were casual before. Talk about your favorite movies, and do that.
I'm Jake. I feel like I'm at an AA meeting. I was a casual for 22 years. Very sad. My favorite movie is the last one I watched. No, I'm kidding. My favorite movie is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Big Tarantino guy. I guess I'm famous for making this manifest. It is really just a way to try to understand and just put numerical values on something that really is really difficult to define. You know how it is.
Yeah, we're like all of us in the movie squad are blown away by this. But we're gonna get into this movie review. We're gonna do Belfast. And Jake, why are we doing the movie Belfast? You're the one that wanted us to do this review. What caught your eye about this one?
I do this thing that Spencer does. You'll meet Spencer eventually. Whenever you play a commercial or a trailer, when we're watching Sunday Night Football, a commercial plays for The Equalizer with Queen Latifah, he turns and he's like, no. And we were about to see, I think it was last night in Soho, and I can just turn to my wife multiple times, and I was like, no, not that trailer. And then Belfast trailer comes on, and I'm like, okay, that did not look like garbage. So that was pretty much my whole reasoning. It looked like, day in the life, got some heart to it, got some levity. I feel like the trailer, one of the best trailers I've seen in a while. Just didn't give too much away. If you want to go watch it. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get a little backstory on Belfast if you aren't aware of the movie. So it came out November of this year, so just last month. It's only got a 7.5 right now, but only 6.7 thousand have watched it. So the viewers are low, so we need to get those numbers up. So it's going to be directed and written by Kenneth Branagh. And it's only in theaters right now, I believe, and you can stream it on Amazon Prime for $20. So if you want to go see this, or if our first reactions spark your interest, you need to go watch this at your local theater. But Belfast, simple synopsis here: a young boy and his working class Belfast family experience the tumultuous late 1960s. It's got Jude Hill. It's got Catriona Balfe. It's got Jamie Dornan. It's got Judi Dench. It's got Kieran Hines. It's a loaded cast, and we're going to show you a little feature of the manifest. What Jake has done. Scroll down here to the B's. We'll find Belfast right there. Surprise! I've already rated it. Didn't know we were going to do the review until after I rated it, but gave it 9.1. So it's a film I really enjoy. The runtime, it says hour 38. Without credits, it's only 92 minutes. We got down for the genres: period piece. It's in black and white. Most of the movie is. I'd say 95% of the movie is in black and white. Family dynamics, dealing with some parents and just what a family goes through. And then we got drama, and it's heartfelt. So Jake, before we get into first reactions, how knowledgeable were you with what happened in Northern Ireland during this time?
None. Knew nothing about it. I knew you hear about the 60s in Europe, and you could start throwing out countries and be correct about issues over there in that time, but I didn't know anything specific about it, other than knowing that a movie's coming out and the director has personal connections to what happened over there.
The only thing I knew about was from watching Bloody Sunday, filmed by Paul Greengrass, and it depicts what it's now known as Bloody Sunday, and it happened in Derry, Northern Ireland, and it showed a lot of the conflict there and what was happening. So I knew a little bit, but this was, yeah, still a little brand new. So tell me, what was your first reaction to this film after the credits rolled?
I loved it. I loved it. I hit them with the roll them. You know how we get to the end of the movie and we're like, just end it now. You've done a great job. Just end it. And
Right.
rolled them. They rolled them. Thank goodness. I loved it. I could see how people would be underwhelmed. I could see a casual being like, is that it? But it's just so like delicate and like handled so well. It's got so much heart and levity, but there are moments that like take you out, and there's some great moments from Katrina where, dude, she kills it. And I'm like, I just felt like I had experienced most emotions
Mhm.
after this one. I loved the cinematography. I loved the times that they did switch to color. I loved that. Um, the rule of thirds, very King's Speech,
Mhm.
with using the edges of the frames, trying to draw your eye, things like that. I mean, it is a day in the life
Yeah.
movie, pretty much, and it didn't drag, and it had its great moments. I, I describe it as what Roma wanted to be.
Oh no. I get that. I'm I'm there for you because I enjoyed Belfast a whole lot more than Roma. I think Roma is like a 4.8 for me, if not lower.
That's not great.
Any more thoughts, or let me get into mine?
No, I mean it kind of feels like war, kind of, but it's not. More of conflict,
Yeah.
Just yeah, it has some Jojo Rabbit to it a little bit. A young boy, not exactly a coming of age, but
Yeah.
it's got the levity. It's his journey. He displays a lot of emotions. He's got a lot of changes in his life.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I compared it, and I mean those are two movies that are critically acclaimed. That I feel like those are two good ones to compare it to.
So before we get into my first reaction, I do have a question for you. You went and saw this in theaters, right?
Yes,
How many people were in the theater besides you and your wife?
nobody,
Nobody?
nobody.
Okay, so
My
I
wife.
went on a Friday night, and I live in a pretty big sized town, 60, 70,000, with a Division One college.
Yeah,
You think a Friday night movie theater would be hopping? Well, I go there, and I said I got one for Belfast. I ordered online, and the movie ticket taker says, "One for what?" I said, "Belfast." He's like, "Is that showing here?" I was like, right there above you." I was
yeah,
like, "Oh, it starts in 5 minutes."
yeah.
Like, oh, I was like, "Not very popular, huh?" He's like, "I think you're the first person to go check this one out." So I was like, "Oh no." But yeah, after I have a lot of your same feelings on the film, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Very charming. Smiled the whole way. Laughed a lot. A lot of my laughs came from the grandparents, Judy Dench and um, Kieran Hines. It's such a strange name to pronounce.
Yeah,
And it was sad. Had moments. It wasn't like I feel like there was so much levity that there's just not enough. There's a couple sad moments and then a very serious moment. But I feel like even during those moments, you kind of knew that everything was going to be okay because it had that direction. Like even though like he's living during these terrible times, everything's going to be okay.
yeah,
So you kind of feel unease, but you're also like, I think he's going to make it through this. But you're still interested in what's on the screen.
right.
So honestly, my first feeling after the credits rolled, my reaction, I was in shock, not because of the movie per se, but because of how like under the radar it's been so far. Like it's very well known, and like some people say, actual movie critics, people like cinema lovers say it's going to be up for Best Picture and tons of Oscars.
Yeah,
You, I don't think you could pay a casual enough to go watch this film. Black and white, the Irish accents,
yeah.
because everything else is happening.
About a 1960s Northern Ireland conflict, black and white, pure drama.
Right.
Yeah, and they marketed it. I mean, it's what it is. It's a feel good. Maybe I don't even know if you take your family to it though. It's definitely a niche kind of movie, but and it's one that somebody who lived it is the only person that could make it. Nobody else would have the passion to make this kind of movie. I think
No.
that's what made it so special because it was such a personal thing for him.
Yeah. And you can tell. You
Yeah,
can tell.
yeah.
Um,
Let me
so
tell you. Can I tell you a stat here?
yeah.
So, this movie won the audience award at the Toronto International Film Festival. Okay,
Mhm.
you want to hear some names of the most recent winners of that award?
Didn't Just Mercy win it?
No,
Okay.
no. I'm
I
sure
thought
won many things.
I think Just Mercy just had a really good reception
Yeah.
at that Toronto audience.
Let
But
me.
what's won it?
The last winner was Nomadland. The winner before that, Jojo Rabbit, Green Book, Three Billboards, La La Land, Room, Imitation Game, 12 Years a Slave, Silver Linings Playbook, King's Speech, Slumdog Millionaire, Eastern Promises.
That's like you've named like 6 best pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So even if nobody went, at least somebody knows
Hmm.
how special it was.
So like in terms of Oscar noms, you think how many? Because I was thinking, I was like, Balf is going to get nominated. I think
Absolutely, and could win it. She
Jamie Dornan. Well, a lot of people have hated on him because of some of his previous roles,
well,
characters
Dakota
he's
got her way
played,
out
but
of
he
that
was
too.
special in this.
Right, right.
And
I
then,
he puts together a couple more like this. People,
oh yeah,
Dakota Johnson got her way out of that. He can too.
the Judi Dench, Kieran Hines.
Both of them.
What can you say about them? They're incredible. I just love that wisdom. Like they're so wise, and just giving that knowledge to a 9-year-old. It's
Yeah,
just like I was told a lot of those same things, but just I feel like their delivery on it was just the lot of the writing stood out to me,
yes, yeah,
and I love Buddy, the kid, with a lot of his dialogue, like outside of the family with other kids and stuff. It was like very fast,
yeah.
very fast. So I'm always a fan of fast dialogue. Yeah, there's not much not a whole lot of spoilers in this. It's kind of just a very enjoyable film. Tons of levity. There's very good performances. You see what's going on, what conflict is happening in Northern Ireland during that time, and you see they do a really good job of portraying the times without actually like showing too much.
Yeah.
Like you just because like the focus is on the family and their struggles, but the conflict is honestly it's pushing them out.
Right.
I think they did a really good job of like not showing enough, but just doing a really good job depicting it without having to do like scene after scene after scene of like buddies walk to school and stuff like that.
Right, right. It wasn't so much the conflict itself, it was how it was affecting the family. That's why it's a family dynamics genre we have, because that's what he wanted to focus on because he lived it. I mean, it's almost a biopic in a way, of him. But yeah, and I also love with the characters. I mean, there are so many like rich themes in this about just the Jamie Dornan making difficult decisions,
Yes.
being the bad guy, but while being the good guy. And it's just,
Yeah.
and the stress that they're put through. And then like, not that he arcs, it's just that the way that he's revealed, the way that you slowly figure out his character throughout the film, it's not like he's becoming a better person. It's like the way that Branagh did it is that he revealed who he was through how he lived, you know?
Yeah, because honestly, in the first act, maybe deep into the second act, I was like, I think they're gonna get a divorce. I think he's gonna be gone. Like he's gonna take that job in England, and they're gonna stay here. And then what I really liked was just the exchanges between him and Buddy. And I use it as my quote in my movie review. Um, be great, and if you can't be great, be careful.
Yeah.
Maybe it's good. Maybe be good. If you can't be good, be careful.
Right.
And that was just I really like that.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just so many things about it, man. I'd watch it again, no problem. I'd pick up on more things. It just makes you smile, but it's not. It doesn't just spoon feed it to you and that's all you get, you know?
Yeah, that's what I think. Some people, I feel like if you have anything to dislike about it, you would say that it's almost too happy, and they like want you to really like it, and it didn't have enough conflict, and then other people would say that it dragged. And
Yeah.
plus, I didn't notice a moment of drag. I was watching it, and then I checked my phone, and we're like 50 minutes in. I was like, dang. I was like, this movie's I got we got 30, 40 more minutes left.
Yeah. No, we hadn't really found out the rising action or how it was going to be resolved. And I look, we're just past halfway. I'm like, how, as we like to say, how are there only 40 minutes left in this movie? Got a lot to do here. Yeah, very, very impressed with this one.
What were your thoughts? Did the score or the soundtrack elevate this one for you?
Yeah, it had a very specific score. You
Are you
know,
a big
I
Are you a
don't
big Van Morrison guy?
what.
Are you a big Van Morrison guy?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Um, I mean, it felt like it was very on brand.
Yes.
And I felt like I was locked in, and that surely had to be part of it. But I felt like I was in there living with them, and I think that black and white helped with that too.
So I've I didn't really I had an idea of it at the time, but I was this it was made like new to me, and because I'd watched a few movie reviews about this, and I guess what Brandon was trying to do with going from black and white to color when they went to the theater, when Buddy was watching on TV, it was like the escape from reality.
Yes, so
And
good.
he was watching oh, what was the he was watching that Western, and I've watched it.
With Jimmy Stewart and John Wayne.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I forget the name of it because I wasn't a huge fan of it, but Buddy was just sitting there, just all smiling, watching it while his parents were in an argument in the back, and I was like, he just has no idea what's going on back there. He's just so immersed into this film
yeah,
that's it's on TV.
yeah. And then you wonder why he's directing movies and acting in movies.
Mhm.
That's why. That's what he had. It was either that or get blown up on your street in front of your house.
Yeah. What's your favorite scene without spoiling anything? Your favorite scene of the movie?
My the one that popped into my head, I guess that's what would be my favorite scene. It was just the first thing I thought of. There's a great scene where the grandparents are like rude in like a sweet grandparent way
Mhm.
to each other,
Yeah.
talking about how great she is, and she's like, "Oh, shut up. He doesn't know anything." And I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a very sweet scene, and you just see the kid is just smiling ear to ear watching them interact. I love it.
I think a lot of mine, I don't think I can pin it down to one scene, but just any the reaction or the interactions between Kieran Hines and the boy and Buddy. Um, Funny, charming, teaching him, you know, how to live, and like just he's like, even though the world sucks out there, it's there's a lot you can be proud of. And he's like, and taught like some very important values to Buddy
Yeah.
that he wasn't learning. He didn't have like his parents weren't completely like showing him enough attention, I think, during this film or what it showed, because obviously they had tons of other
Oh yeah.
things they're dealing with. So like he really enjoyed staying with his grandparents.
Yeah.
So a lot of the movie was his interactions with them, and that's what I really enjoyed. And there's another scene. It'd be a spoiler, but it was during the rioting. Buddy did something, and then
Oh yeah.
then Ma responded away. So I don't want to get into that,
I
but
was
that was
out loud. I was dying laughing. I love her in this movie. It's so good.
okay. So your opinion right now, does this win Best Picture?
Shoot. I don't
I know
know.
there's still a couple films that come out that could, like Power of the Dog is up there. West Side Story.
Yeah. Tick tick boom, I'm hearing.
Yeah. Dune, even I mean, Dune's probably going to sweep all the technical.
Yeah.
You know,
Isn't it hard for like a fantasy movie to win Best Picture? Isn't that really improbable?
Yeah, but it was also improbable for a foreign film to win Best Picture, and then Parasite happened.
And for a foreign actor or actress to win,
Hmm.
that happened. Can you pull up my 2021?
Yeah.
I haven't. I know it's like a good year for film, like for entertainment, but I don't know about quality per se, you know.
I mean, you've only got 12 on here, but you've been busy. It was Belfast is the most recent movie you've watched, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, what you got on here, Dune would be the only
Yeah.
one that could do it. And then if we go over to mine, I've got a little bit more. Oh, King Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one, no one thought about it, and then Will Smith happened, and that has definitely boosted. I still don't think King Richard, they'd give it to King Richard. I'm thinking Belfast and now West Side Story.
Yeah.
I think it might have a pretty good chance at some supporting actors winning.
Yeah.
Karen Hines, Jamie Dornan, maybe Judi Dench, maybe Balf.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Um, yeah, you know me, when it's not Oscar season until January 1st.
Hmm.
I'll be more comfortable answering this in a couple months.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into your rating.
I bet you gave this movie a 9.1.
I did. Yeah, it's right there.
Okay.
Good job. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I might can take it over Those Who Wish Me Dead. I plan on watching Those Who Wish Me Dead because I've seen a lot of very good 2021 films.
Since that one.
Yeah, like King Richard has probably been the best I've seen, and these up here are just from a pure enjoyment standpoint. Let me go to your tab. I have one number, and I can't think of the other number, but after hearing what you say about it,
I feel like I've just hyped it up and you're gonna overshoot.
I don't think I'm gonna go too far. I'm gonna stay a little reserved.
I don't have my piece of paper. I'm just gonna have to say it out loud.
Okay.
What is that? 8.9?
8.7.
8.7?
Yeah, I think you'd like it more than Last Night in Soho.
I did like it more than Last Night in Soho, and I did like it less than Dune. So
Yeah, okay.
you got my place correct. I assumed you were gonna say that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, no way you take it over Dune. But I was like, I know it's better than Last Night in Soho.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think you would like this a little bit more. I didn't.
Yeah, I'll just tell you. I gave it a 9.0.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
We're right there.
Let's go. Can you go to the genres? I'll talk through it. Go
Yeah.
to the genres and then the genres tab, and then go to
genres tab.
go to me on the genres tab.
See, he knows how to operate this. I'm still learning.
Yeah, and then go to drama. Keep going right. Go over to me.
Oh, you want to go to your okay.
Yeah, and then go down to drama.
There you are.
Yeah, just use sure.
If you're looking at these, not all these dramas are like
Yeah.
well known. They're like, so we got some oddballs in here. Snow as a genre.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to do a whole video on this. Just drag down on the side. Get down there to it quick.
Okay, I'm working on it.
Yeah, there you go. You blew past it.
I
Go back up. Okay.
the drama. Okay, there we go.
I had an idea in my head. I was going to be around a 9 after watching it. Keep going up. Go up to 9.1.
Okay.
And let me see what I had a reasoning here. So there's my Casablanca. I prefer Casablanca a little bit. And then the thing above a 9 is that all of these have like jaw dropping, like, wow, that was insane moments that I didn't really get from this. I guess it's my turn to trash it now. But it was just very solid. I feel like giving it a 90 is perfectly acceptable. I liked it just a little bit more than Gilbert Grape. The highs were probably not quite as high as Gilbert Grape, but the lows were definitely not anywhere near as low. So maybe call that safe. I don't know what, but it's a good comparison to Gilbert Grape. And then I did see Life is Beautiful moments, foreign, somewhere around that time. Well, in a different country. And then something kind of similar to that time frame. Yeah, there was one more thing I was going to do. Maybe Family Dynamics was my other one. I just
Yeah,
had
that'd be an interesting one because we don't have many family dynamics.
right. Yeah, this is where I did it. This is where Gilbert Grape stood out to me. I was like, yeah, not doesn't quite reach that epic tier for me, but I like it just a
Mhm.
little more than Gilbert Grape. I'll give it a 9.
So for me, I knew I really enjoyed it, and I've got a pretty stacked top 10 right now.
Yeah.
I knew it was. I'd probably come back to it more than The Harder They Fall, even though I love The Harder They Fall. And I think like on more watches I could take it up, but since I had watched like King Richard just a week before Belfast, I enjoyed King Richard a little bit more, mainly because of Will Smith and not knowing a whole lot about the story.
Yeah.
And then the only thing that really, if I had to say something bad about Belfast, I thought the brother didn't really have a role. He was kind of just there, a part of the family. I think maybe just added him just a couple more scenes, maybe a couple scenes between him and Buddy, um, comical or just them picking on each other, how brothers do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if that's how it happened, that's how it happened. And maybe
Right.
maybe that loses some of the magic with the grandparents if you have some extra support there. Because there was a period of the film where he's on an island with just the grandparents pretty much, He's got no other support pillars. So I get
Yeah.
that. He did
And,
just kind of hang around and freeload, but
and it's another one I think on another watch, I think this could soar into like my top three easily.
yeah.
I
Now
think
now that I know,
9.1 is the floor.
I feel like now I've watched it almost technically. I know I saw the rule of thirds and I'm listening to the music. I'm trying to understand the suffering of dad. Now I can just kick back for 90 minutes and just enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
And it's a good one to do that with.
I really hope this comes to Criterion. I think this is like the perfect Criterion film. I just like once it finishes, I was like, that's got to be Criterion.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. One you look back at and you're like, how did people not watch that movie 10 years from
That is like where my shock came from. I was like, go out and watch this film. You can wait until this comes DVD. Just do yourself a favor and watch this film. It's worth the watch.
now? Right. I agree.
So we're not gonna do a continued conversation because it's not as complex or it doesn't warrant a long discussion like Pig does or
Yeah.
Pig did.
I explained this to Chun as there weren't individual scenes that made the movie great. It was just what the movie was as a whole, what it accomplished made it what it was. Not
Yes.
just, oh, that was a cool scene. Let me remember that scene and write that down.
You want to say your quote to end it?
Shoot, what was my quote?
Go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That there are things in this film that you're like, other people don't put that in. And I'm very glad he did.
Mm-hmm.
Just moments he handled with care. I'm very impressed. I've shoot, not he doesn't have the best track record with me. We're not going to go to his tab on the director's tab, whatever. But this is by far my favorite from him, and
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to more of this from him.
Absolutely. All right. I think my quote to end it. This goes for everyone. Be good, and if you can't be good, be careful. That's all for this movie manifest meeting on the Belfast 2021 film directed written by Kenneth Branagh. Be paying attention to this. It's gonna probably win a few awards and try and watch this before that because it's definitely worth the view. I recommend it. I'm sure you recommend it. I gave it a 9.1. You gave it a 9.0. It's a heck of a film.
Yep. All right.
Until next time.